Those first 3 months, there's nothing good I have to say. Hey guys, I don't know why it took me so long to do this. It's so natural for me to record on TikTok, like it's nothing. But then the minute I think about doing it on YouTube, I'm like, I'd rather not. But here we are. Next month marks a year of me being in Namibia, which is nuts. Like time freaking flies. There's so much I want to share with you guys. Obviously there's pros, cons to the Peace Corps journey, and I don't think people are transparent and honest enough about it, and I'm gonna be. Like, I'm sorry, it's what I went through. So the first 3 months that you're in the country, obviously you fly in August. First 3 months up until the end of November, you are in training. It's called pre-service training, PST, with the rest of your cohort, the people you flew in with. So you are staying with host families, which I hit the jackpot with my host family, like absolute jackpot. And then while you're staying with them, you're also attending these trainings from like 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day at this, like, just think of it as like a school. You have classes, you have language classes. I was learning Afrikaans, and then like intensive language learning, because there's a certain level of proficiency you have to reach before you go to site and you get tested. And then cultural things that you're learning about the history, you are having all these safety and security demonstrations, medical comes in all the time. So all these different things are happening, you're getting vaccines, like the whole shebang. And then it's time for you to go to site after swearing in. So you swear in November, and then you're on your own. And those first 3 months, there's nothing good I have to say. That's just the honest truth. Like, there's nothing positive, there's nothing I can even look back on and be like, yeah, that was great. No. It was the pits of despair. Like, I just wish somebody told me to be prepared for that. Like, I wish I saw it coming, because, I was on this high. First 3 months, it was great. You're constantly learning new things. You're around all these people all the time. I had a great host family situation as well. So it's like, I was just really living it up. I loved it here. And then I got to site, and I can only describe it as depression. It wasn't like severe, but I definitely was not okay. And I was having panic attacks every day. That was the number one thing I just could not understand. Like, I cut out caffeine. I was doing all these things. I was having a panic attack every single day. I would call my friends from back home. I would call my friends in country, and I'd be like, what do I do? Can somebody just distract me? Like, it panic attacked so bad that I considered going home. Like, that's how insane it was. I'd have moments where I'd be fine, and then I'd be like, I need to be on a plane tonight. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm gonna start like bursting into tears. I had moments when I'd be out in the field at work, and we are with, these families, whatever, we're doing evaluations, and I can't breathe. And everyone's just looking at me, they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, all good. And I'm just like, I can't breathe, I need to leave, and I can't and I have no clue what was triggering it. I think that was the worst part. Not knowing the triggers meant I couldn't stop it from reoccurring, like every single day. That went on for 3 months, and then I think a month in is when I reached out for help with Peace Corps, and I got into some coaching. There's like steps to it. You can do coaching, then therapy, then whatever, but coaching really resolved it for me, and shout out to her, that woman. Like, it changed my life, the perspective she gave me, and just talking about it. And I don't even know when it happened, but like suddenly I just wasn't having panic attacks every day. She also helped me understand that like this is normal. I'm in a completely new environment with no one I know. I'm somebody who really needs connection, and I was unable to connect with anyone, at my site in the beginning, because at the end of the day, like, everyone just views you as the American and can't really see past that. And that was really, really frustrating for me, and it felt like I was all alone. And then obviously it's the holidays, so you're all alone during the holidays. And then on top of that, my town was deserted because everybody's in the villages for the holidays. So just a combination of all these things. And I think Peace Corps can definitely do a better job at preparing you for that, because these are things that, are bound to happen. Like, you already know that this is going to happen. This is not completely, it's not that shocking. Like, these are, that it's the holidays, that you're sending volunteers in to live on their own for the very first time. That they have no connections made wherever they're living. Of course, it's all going to come crashing down. Like, you need to prepare people for that. So I'm very thankful for the coaching. I'm very thankful for like the staff who came in and checked on me and like drove up to visit. Like, so grateful. But other than that, I haven't really had any like tough moments. I feel like there are tough days and there are tough moments in those days, but not like a long stretch of time where it's like really difficult. It's just those first 3 months. And so now I try to tell people, like, just push through. My program manager knew that. Like, when I was in the beginning, when everybody was so worried about me, she was like, she's gonna be fine. She just has to push through. And I remember being like, okay, like, I like that. I like the tough love. But she really knew. Like, that's all, like, babes, the first 3 months are hard. I promise you it gets better. And then I feel like March and onward, it was great. Because you're able to travel. Because did I mention you can't travel for the first 3 months, that you're at site alone? So not only are you isolated, but like the volunteers up north all have each other, and like I have nobody, and the only other volunteer in my town, he was on vacation. So it's like legitimately alone in every sense. It was not fun. But 3 months later, obviously you can travel, you have made connections at your site, you have friends, you understand how to move around the country better. So it's just, everything changes. It's like the world just opens up and it's bright outside. Like, it's insane. And so ever since then, I've just been having this time of my life. I hike now, which I said I would never do, which is like hitchhiking basically, which is kind of how everybody gets around here. I wouldn't say, I say everybody, but yet when I tell people that I hike, they're like, what? Like, only Peace Corps volunteers hike. Like, no one does that. It's so crazy and dangerous. And I'm like, the hikes are always full and the hike spots are always crowded. So I don't know who doesn't hike, but yeah, it's been interesting. I used to be so afraid because, you literally pull up to this gas station and you say like, I'm going here. And then whoever's going there, you get in their car, you pay them, and they collect other people, and then they drop you off in whatever town. And people are like, that's insane. That's so scary. But I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. One thing I really can say about Namibia is that as a woman living alone, as a woman, that's young and looks like you can target me very easily, it's so safe. Like, I feel really safe the majority of the time. I feel like the only times I would feel unsafe, it's not like a literal threat to my life. It's just more like I might get robbed. But even then, like, I really never ever feel that way, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I think that's like the only thing. It's like, oh, you might get robbed, but no one's I don't feel this like threat of rape. I don't feel this threat of like murder, of assault, of like, I don't know, in the US, like legitimately, if I'm walking down the street and there's a man there, I'm just leaving. I'm leaving because chances are he's gonna do something to me. If there's a group of men, the chances are higher that there's either gonna be a shooting or they're gonna beat you up or something. And so it's a stark contrast here where I'm like, no, worst comes to worst. Like, if I happen to have my phone out, they'll take my phone. That's it. Like, no one is here to harm me. So, yeah, that's been really nice. Like, I never feel anxious about safety and living alone. It also helps that I live in a small town and everybody knows me. And so there's really nowhere I can go where I'm like a complete stranger. Like, someone knows me in that place. So it's nice. And I feel really safe, especially the women in my town. I can't tell you how many times I've been walking around and women will be like, hey, sweetheart, like, put your phone away. And I'm like, oh, noted. And it goes right in my bra because in my pocket, they could take it. And so, like, people will always be looking out for me or be like, hold on to your bag tighter. Randomly, these women just come up to me on their walks. And I'm like, I love that you care enough because it's none of your business. For real, you could choose to mind your business. And as far as I can tell, there are no threats around me. And yet, you feel the need to just kind of look out for me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that here. So yeah, all things considered, I feel like I'm very safe. And Peace Corps does a really good job of making sure that you're safe at your sites. So I mean, they are responsible for you after all. So a year here, and I'm feeling really good about my decision, and I think that it comes in waves. I think you're gonna have moments of like, how do I put it? There might be a stretch of time where you were just unhappy, and that's okay. There's gonna be a stretch of time when you're unhappy at home as well. Like, that doesn't mean get up and go. And sometimes you might have new things that you've never experienced happen. Like for me, like the constant panic attacks, that was extremely new to me, and not being able to figure out the trigger. And like, so working through that, it was really fulfilling to come out on the other end and be like, I'm in full control of my life again. So yeah, that's the update.